Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 302 Sports. Tonight we're in Middletown, Delaware for the non-conference game between the Sussex Tech Ravens and the Appoquinimink Jaguars. Joining me tonight is Paul Collier and Marvin Dooley. First, what you have on the field right now is the Sussex Tech marching band, so we're going to let you watch them for a little while we break down this game. And start off with Paul and Marvin. Another one of these Blue Hen Conference Flight A, Henlopen North, two of the better divisions, conferences in the state. Marvin, talk a little bit about all of a sudden we're starting to see these games.
Well, I think it's great for football that Henlopen is playing our Blue Hen Conference Flight A matchups. In the past, you wouldn't see a lot of them, but now since the schedules, I've got, I think, more teams down south want to play up here, which is better for us. We played CR last week, and I think it's just better for upstate, downstate. The more we meet now, the more we'll know down the road. Now,
Paul, you're an upstate guy, graduated from St. Mark alum, taught at Polytech and Cesar Rodney. Different sport, but don't you see it? More interesting, as Marvin says, getting to see these upstate, downstate games early in the year.
Yeah, at St. Mark's and some of the private schools upstate, they play a lot of different teams around the state and in different states. But this is great to see. It's like a lot of the intersectional rivalries you see in college football. And it's great to see it at the high school level.
Well, I don't know what Paul said there. I believe that football was the sport that missed it.
Right.
It wasn't doing it. Baseball did a lot. Wrestling did a lot. I think now the football is coming around. It just brings a full circle now for high school sports.
And, folks, this is our crew in the Sodell Concepts pregame show here at Appoquinimink High School. And a little bit about Marvin talking about this. There's 7 games, Henlopen North and Blue Hen Flight A. And I'm a bit surprised right now. The Henlopen's leading them 4-2. You in Middletown were the only ones able to beat some Henlopen North teams. And tell me, a big game tonight down in the Henlopen Conference in the conference opener. Cesar Rodney and Polytech. And Polytech playing well at 2-1. Is this CR team for real? You guys beat them 19-14 last week.
Well, we were lucky to get out of there with a win. CR really impressed me. I mean, their front line was really good. The quarterback is really special. I tell you, he extends plays and he causes a lot of conflict on your defense. So I think CR is for real. I think they got a lot of older guys now. I think if you talk to their head coach, I think they were waiting for these guys to get to be seniors.
A head coach Dickinson guy, former Blue Hen guy. And Paul, you know Coach Candeloro well. You worked with him, and right now he had 2 rough seasons. They seem to be turning around. Would you say tonight Polytech is maybe the biggest game on their schedule in 3 years? And I know it's Polytech, but maybe even a must-win game for him after 1-9 seasons.
Yeah, I like Cesar riding that game. I've talked to Coach Candeloro twice this season, and he said his team this year reminds him a lot of the Duran Harmon teams, where they had a lot of varsity experience as sophomores and took a beating, but by the time they got to be juniors and seniors, they were one of the top teams in the state.
The 2 Blue Hen Conference wins this year. Middletown beats Smyrna 35-28. William Penn beats CR 19-14. CR with wins over Appo, St. George's, Dover, surprising with that win over Concord last week, I thought. And then Sussex Central, Hodgson. Hodgson and St. George's Grant are just moving up, but they're 2 pretty strong teams upstate.
Well, I also agree with that. I think that last week at Dover was down 21-0, and to come rallying back and get a win. And Concord's always a well-coached, good football team, so that's a big win for Dover.
So we talked a little bit about tonight, and Paul, we looked at you scouted out this quarterback, Phipps, and we find out he's done for the season with torn ACL.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to watching his performance tonight, but it seems like without him, they're going to be a little bit in a hole, and they're going to have to establish the run early to have a chance in this ball game. Right,
and I talked to Coach Timpson this week, and he said not only is he a loss as their quarterback, he was their emotional leader. He was their guy on the field. He was the quarterback.
I think you take any quarterback off your high school football team. Most of the quarterbacks are your leaders. I know if I lost mine, I'd be in a hole too. So I think any team loses their quarterback, really guides the offense. Is going to you're going to struggle a little bit until you find another person to take over.
So, folks, now it's time for our Dream Scouting Network players to watch. And for the Sussex Tech Ravens, 2 players we're going to watch here in this game. Number 6, Michael Norsworthy. He's the running back. He's on both sides of the ball. And Coach Timpson says, number 6 scares me. You scrimmaged him. He was, I believe, fullback and a defensive back.
Yeah, he's all over the field. He played good against us, too. So it was a scrimmage, so he didn't play many snaps as he'll play tonight. But he's definitely a leader of their team.
And also the player to watch for the Sussex Tech Ravens is their inside linebacker, number 50, Teddy Letnoff. Teddy letting off because basically Appo's not going to be able to throw the ball as much tonight. They're going to have to go run game. Teddy letting off is going to have to stop between the tackles for the Ravens.
Yeah, they're going to have to run the football now. You lose your quarterback, so now push more emphasis on the run game, and he'll be key for Sussex Tech stopping the run.
And Marvin, you know a little bit more about Appoquinimink than we do. And there are two players to watch. First of all, number 6, Derek Thompson. He's probably going to get a load of carries tonight. He may be one of the guys that steps up as a leader.
He's a very good running back. He's always ran good against us in the past, and he'll be heavily keyed on tonight. Now, I think Sussex Tech will probably key him a lot, would make his job tough.
And then number 8, Joseph Thompson. And Coach Timpson says this guy has to come in. He has to fill that leadership role, that vocal leader on the field.
Yeah, he's going to have a tough time. I mean, Sussex Tech is I'm sure they game plan with the starting quarterback, but now they'll see that change real fast. I mean, so I think both of them guys will have their hands full.
Folks, we're going to take a quick timeout. We're on the Sodell Concepts pregame show. And, folks, we'll be right back after these commercial messages.
Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
Matt's Fish Camp is the small local fish joint with 2 locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis, where we serve up traditional coastal fare in a casual atmosphere with house specialties like colossal crab cakes, lobster rolls, and fried Ipswich clams, along with crowd pleasers like fish and chips, fried shrimp, and a daily selection of fresh caught fish. Matt's Fish Camp, serving up lunch and dinner 7 days a week, all year.
Locations in Bethany Beach and Lewis, Delaware. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott
Chef
Kammerer.
Sodell Concepts.
Located on Coastal Highway just north of downtown Bethany Beach, Blue Coast Seafood.
Okay, folks, welcome to Week 4 of 302 Sports Pigskin Picks. Last week, worst pick, I was 10-3 last week, makes me 28-11 on the year. Worst pick last week, or best pick last week, was taking Polytech over Milford. I took that game 14-10. Polytech wins at 16-7. Worst pick, taking Concord over Dover. I picked Concord to double them up, 28-14. Dover gets their first win of the season, and they win 28-27. So 28-11 going into Week 4. So let's start right off with the Thursday night game that we're going to have, Trey. 7 o'clock kickoff. 1-2 Sussex Tech headed to 1-2 Appoquinimink. The Ravens struggled in the first 2 weeks of the season, struggling on offense. Only scored 10 points. Last weekend, they dropped 60 on Mount Pleasant. Appo, on the other hand, has losses in close games this year to Cesar Rodney and St. George's. The Jaguars' defense is going to have to step up, but I'm going to take the Ravens on the road, 28-14.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great matchup. 2 mid-of-the-pack teams representing their divisions. I think they're going to put points on the board, or they might keep points off the board depending if the defense shows up. But I think Tech gets the job done.
Upstate, downstate game. It is the opening week of Henlopen Conference play in the North and South, but Lake Forest will be playing a non-conference game here, 7 o'clock kickoff up at Caravel. 2 1-2 teams who could be looking at must-win games the rest of the way down the road with a loss here. I like Caravel at home, 35, Lake Forest 7.
Yeah, Caravel gave up 3 touchdowns last week, but that was so good. Sussex Central team. I don't see the same thing happening this week. I think Caravel gets the job done.
Southern Division games this week, 7 o'clock kickoff. The 2-0 Seaford Blue Jays against the 1-2 Milford Buccaneers. The Blue Jays are off to their first 2-0 start since 2013. The Bucks, who have lost 2 close games, could very well be 3-0 this year. Milford gets it done in Week 3, 1 week ahead of the big game of Laurel. Milford 24, Seaford 6.
Well, it is good to see Seaford, having a good start to their season after a few years. But Milford's offense is going to start rolling sooner rather than later. I think it happens in this game.
Another 7 o'clock kickoff, the Delmar Wildcats. They look to be the most consistent team between these two. Indian River 1-2, Delmar 2-1. Indian River surprised the entire state in week 1 with their win over Glasgow on the Kickoff Classic, but they have sputtered since then in consecutive weeks. Delmar starts their march for a return to the state tournament in Dagsboro this week. Delmar 35, Indian River 14.
Yeah, I believe Delmar's still a threat to Woodbridge to, unseat them from their throne, and I think they get the job done in Dagsboro, like you said.
And our last Henley Open South game, 7 o'clock kickoff, Laurel and Woodbridge. And Laurel came very close to spoiling Woodbridge's dream season last year. Believe it or not, the defending Division II state champs may be an all-around better team this year than they were last year. The Blue Raiders are going to extend their streak to 17 games. Woodbridge 35, Blue Raiders 7.
Yeah, Laurel, like you said, Laurel played Woodbridge tough last year, and they played a solid game Friday. They really limited their mistakes and really put it on the other team. But I think Woodbridge is just too tough right now.
Henley Open North matchup, 7 o'clock kickoff. 2-1 Caesar Rodney versus 2-1 Polytech. These two schools are 4 miles apart. It will take the riders longer to load the bus than it will be to drive down to Polytech. Yet, this game's not a rivalry. I mean, if they don't catch the green lights, it's a 10-minute drive at best. 3 years ago, Polytech got their first ever win over Dover. The Riders are ripe for the Panthers to pull another upset. The Riders have been tested in the first 3 weeks, and that trade, I think, is going to be the difference. They better not let the Panthers hang around this game, though. I'm taking Caesar Rodney in a close one. Riders 21, Panthers 14.
Yeah, if Polytech gets the upset here, which they're very capable of doing, you could call it a rivalry, but I think the Riders have been a little more tested. Not to take anything away from Polytech, but I think the Riders get it done. They've had some big games already in this early year.
3-0 Sussex Central versus 1-2 Dover. Another 7 o'clock kickoff. Dover seems to save their best games for Sussex Central year in and year out, and they will bring it again Friday night. But the Golden Knights seem to be on a mission. They are improving each week, and they come into 3-0. Dover is going to provide them with a test. But Sussex Central is going to lead the state capital 4-0. Sussex Central 28 in a close one over Dover 27.
Yeah, Sussex Central can't overlook this week, as we know Dover can score. I think they've consistently gotten in the 20s every game. For that Sussex Central defense, before they go into Smyrna, and they can't overlook this game. But I do think they're going to grind another one out and get the win.
And our statewide 302 Sports Spotlight Game of the Week again this week will be in the Henley Open Conference with a Henley Open Conference team. And it's going to be a Northern Division matchup between the 2-1 Cape and Lopen Vikings and the 1-2 Smyrna Eagles. Both teams are coming in off big wins over Alice State opponents. The Vikings bring a potent running game and are going to have to put points on the board. Cape is the last team to give the Eagles a conference loss. But I don't see Smyrna blinking in this game, and they're keeping their sights on that three-peat they want to get. I'm taking the Smyrna Eagles 35, Cape and Lopen Vikings 21 in our game of the week.
Yeah, besides CR Polytech, this is the only game I see that could provide us with an upset. But like you said, I don't think Smyrna's ready to get off those train tracks yet. They want that three-peat, and I think they get the job done here.
So, folks, we'll be in Thursday night. We're going to be in Appoquinimink. Myself and Paul Cotter will be calling the game when the Sussex Tech Ravens take on the Appoquinimink Jaguars. Nice Flight A, Henley Open Conference North matchup. And then Friday night, we got the statewide Spotlight Game of the Week when Cape and Lopen travels to Smyrna. And I know a lot of people think Smyrna's down. And the Cape and Lopen Vikings with 2 big wins so far this year, and they hold off northeast of Maryland last week after taking a big lead. So join us. 6:30 press box show both nights, 7 o'clock kickoff, 302 Sports. We'll see you there.
I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley, cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Is a landmark restaurant overlooking the beautiful salt pond. Some house specialties include fried baby lobster tails, baked oysters, seafood stew, lobster cavatappi, and of course, daily selections of fresh fish and raw oysters.
That's Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Bethany Beach.
Come check us out. Hi, I'm Shannon Colburn, General Manager of Blue Coast.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Appoquinimink High School. Benny Mitchell here with Marvin Dooley and Paul Kyer. On the camera tonight, Trey Mitchell. And, folks, we don't have our usual Barclays Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard because we're the only show in town. So they will be sponsoring our scoreboard tonight. Barclays Heating and Air from Smyrna, Delaware, sponsoring tonight's scoreboard. The Turf Report. Folks, 70 degrees out right now. Very strong wind, 15, 18 miles an hour blowing from our right to our left, and we're playing on artificial turf. And Marvin, I know you play on that thick grass up there in Newcastle. Tell us how much faster this field is.
Definitely playing on turf faster. It's better for I think it's better for your athletes as far as your skill guys. I think your linemen would rather play on grass.
And our keys to the game for the Appoquinimink Jaguars. Number one, shake off the past. Shake off those 2 losses this year. How important is that, Marvin, going into this game, just to forget about that?
You got to play 1 week at a time. I told our kids we started out 0-2 ourselves. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So just play week to week. At the end of the year, let it all shake out.
And mix up the offense, put the Ravens on their heels early, and get off the field on 3rd down. And Appoquinimink starts with the ball 1st and 10 at their own 43. For the Sussex Tech Ravens, keys to the game. Establish the run. Don't allow the big plays on defense. Score early, eliminate the crowd. There's a big crowd here tonight, Marvin.
Yeah, they always draw well down here. I mean, we played them here a few times the last few years, and it's always good down here. We seem to always be their homecoming game. On
1st and 10, the numbers are a little hard to see. I believe that was number 6 on the carry. Pickup of about 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down. And I think Appoquinimink also, we say, Smyrna needs to get off to a fast start. I think Appo more so it needs to get off to that fast start, Marvin.
Well, I think Appo has to establish the run game. I think the more they can control the clock and keep the chains moving, they give them an opportunity to stay in the game. That was a nice jet sweep right there. A guy cut it up real, got a 1st down. Looked like he'll move the chains.
And that's going to be enough for a 1st down for the Jaguars. Jaguars in all black, folks, with the burgundy helmets, moving from left to right. And the Sussex Tech Ravens in the all white with the black helmets. Had white helmets, they could have the stormtrooper look going on here.
Well, it looks like Sussex Tech's putting 8 in the box, so they're willing to stack the box, try to force Appo to throw.
1st and 10 for Appo. They are in Sussex Tech territory at the Sussex Tech 47. And it looks like we're going to have it all sides on that play. And Paul, you're driving, you're moving, you got your 1st down, you're in their territory, and you get an all sides.
Yeah, it was a real nice start for Appo with that 2nd down run, but that's going to back them up, and those penalties are not something they're going to probably be able to overcome tonight.
It's going to bring up a 1st and 15 for Appo. And they're going to be Appo from here on out because I don't know I can say Appoquinimink that many times during the course of a night.
You see again right here, Sussex Tech putting almost like a 6-2 defense here, loading the box.
And that's number 21, I believe. No, number 24 on the tackle. That was Nolan Lamane. That's going to be a tough one to pronounce.
Yeah, 5'11", 225 senior down here. Nice tackle for a loss.
Second and loss of, they're going to call it no loss. It looks like about a loss of 2 on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 17 for Appoquinimink. And both two tight ends in this formation. Bring a guy in motion, shotgun formation, and he's got nowhere to go and a flag on the play. So off and early, Paul, Sussex Tech, they gave up that first down. They get the penalty, and they take advantage of it. They're playing 2 good defensive plays in a row.
Yeah, they're definitely king on the run tonight with Phipps being out for Apple at quarterback.
And that's going to be a hold on Appoquinimink. So let's see where they spot the ball. It's going to be a 2nd down. And they're going to decline the penalty. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 17. And Marvin, you scrimmage Sussex Tech, and you have Apple yet to play. Sussex Tech's got some size on them.
Yeah, we scrimmage Sussex Tech. Like I said, I don't know how many guys they played, consistency, but they are big up front and on both sides, the defense and offensive lines. But I believe, like Paul said, they're keen to run.
Motion out of it's going to be a quarterback keeper. It looks like maybe a wildcat formation. That's number 25 on the carry, Robert Jadek. And maybe another guy that's going to get a few carries here tonight. That's going to bring up 4th down. Give him a gain of about 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and 13. And they're going to be punting away. And back is that number 6, the guy you say he's worried about, Michael Norsworthy. How did he look in the scrimmage against you guys? You said he was all over the field.
He's very good. He's very good. A lot of speed. Very good skilled player. I wouldn't be surprised if they punt away from it.
And Jaguars in pump formation. Late player coming onto the field late. Marvin, is that the one thing that drives you crazy as head coach, is the 11th guy not getting on the field?
Well, it's very frustrating because usually if you got to waste a timeout, and then timeouts become valuable.
And he's going to shank that kick.
At the end of a half.
Oh, wow. He's going to be a loss on the kick. They got to fall all over it. And that's going to bring up a 1st and 10. I imagine Sussex Tech declines this penalty. It must have to do with the player coming on the field late. And Sussex Tech does decline the penalty. It's going to bring up 1st and 10. Sussex Tech with their first possession of the game.
Now, Sussex Tech quarterback is really impressive. I think it's the brother of Kane.
Yeah, Ricky Kane, number 7, yes. Imagine if those young men stayed in Bridgeville. Kanai Kane, 2-3 touchdowns for the University of Delaware this year, coming in out of junior college. And here come the Tech Ravens, pistol formation. And there's Noseworthy deep. Motion is going to be hand off to the fullback, number 15 on the carry, Jamil Smalls, and he's going to have a pickup of about 1 on the play, bring up a 2nd and 9. So a little bit of pistol option coming out here with the Sussex Tech Ravens.
Yeah, Sussex Tech, they'll run a lot of motion, misdirection stuff, and the quarterback will pull. He'll get you started, and he'll pull the ball here and there.
2nd and 9 for the Ravens, and that's going to be a handoff to number 15. Small, again, carry, gain of about 1 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. So Sussex Tech twice pounding the fullback over the middle and maybe a yard. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. Haven't seen in the stats where Sussex Tech has thrown the ball a lot the first 3 games this season.
I know they played a tough game against Milford. They didn't score, so you know they had to struggle offensively in that game. I haven't seen any film or anything, but when you don't score, you assume that you struggled.
Milford, first 2 games of the season, both games decided by field goals. Second game, them and DMA both kicked 2 field goals in the last 40-some seconds. How often does that happen in high school football?
You don't see it much.
Pistol formation. Motion coming to the near side. And it's going to be an option. Pitches it out to number 2. He's going to fumble it. And he's going to go out of bounds at 50. Loss of about 3. Paul, option 3rd and 8.
Yeah, they're trying to catch Jaguars off guard there, but they were 3 three men pursuing that pitch. So
That's good.
nice gang tackling by the Jaguars.
That's going to bring up a 4th and 13 for the Sussex Tech Ravens. And on the punt, that looks like number 10, Jason Genshaw.
Well, with the first 2 series, I think field position is a lot to do with it. The defense is going to play this well. I think field position is really going to be key.
Good snap, gets it almost off the up back. And it's going to take a Tech bounce. It's going to be picked up at about the 19-yard line. That's number 15, Javon McIntyre, and he's got some running room on the left side. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. So both teams hold on the first possession, Paul, and we talked about how it was both teams have to establish the run, and we thought they needed to score early, and neither does it yet.
Yeah, I thought this would be a tightly contested ball game. It seems like points are going to be at a premium in this game also, Coach Dooley.
Yeah, I do believe it. I mean, the first 2 series, anyway, it looked like both of them struggled to move the football, but could be a feeling out period too. So we'll see how consistent here. But another thing that hurts you, there's another penalty.
Another holding penalty. That's 3 penalties so far in this game for Appoquinimink.
I know as a coach, them penalties, they're frustrating. You can't count for them, so you go into a game, turnovers and penalties, you just don't count for them. When you get them, they had pretty good field position. Now they're back at the 20. So it just gets you in the hole every time.
I asked Coach Timpson what he thought about this becoming a regular series from here on out, and he's good friends with Quillen. They did blue gold together. He said he thinks it's a great idea, but they haven't made the trip down south yet. That might change after an hour and a half drive next year. But both coaches met during blue gold, felt like their teams are fairly similar, and this could be a good series for the next 10 years. Gain of about, let's call it 2 on the play, maybe 3. Number 6, Derek Thompson, and Coach said he's gonna get a load of carries tonight, and it's gonna bring up a 2nd and 7 for Appoquinimink.
That time Sussex Tech was in a 4-4, but then their linebackers are real tight, so it's a tight 4-4.
Appo looking to spread out. That's the Wildcat formation. That's number 25. Robert Jadek on the carry. He goes nowhere. I believe head coach Quillen calls the defense for the Ravens. Am I correct?
Yes.
3rd down and 8 for the Jaguars. And Marvin looks like a little bit trying to spread them out and then try to fight and try to run through the gaps.
Well, I think Appo's trying to find some offense. Now, you lose your quarterback, so your identity is different. So they tried a little bit of Wildcat here. They did the jet. So I think they're just trying to find out what they can execute, and I think you'll see more of it.
3rd and 8 for the Jaguars. They're at their own 24-yard line. And it's going to be the fake to the fullback counter, dropped on the ground. And as a mad scramble, Sussex Tech says they have it. I believe the referee agrees with them. And now fumble turnover inside the 30, Paul Kyer. I mean, Jaguars just shooting themselves in the foot. Penalties pushing back, and now a fumble deep in their own territory.
Yeah, penalties, mistakes are going to be difficult to overcome. It looked like a bad exchange there between Thompson and the sophomore quarterback Estes. But that's to the Ravens' benefit here, Benny.
And Marv, you're a wing T guy. You got a new quarterback in. Counter that early in the game could be a little tricky for a young sophomore.
Yeah, counters are all about timing. So, I mean, I don't know how many reps he took this week, but, counters are about timing. And it's not just the quarterback. The running back has to time it up, too. So, I mean, I'm sure Tippin, he's worked it this week, so I'm assuming that he thought it was going to work.
Here come the Ravens, 1st and 10. And we're going to have a whistle on the play. And that's usually a false start that early in the play, and that's what it's going to be, a dead ball. False start on the Ravens. Now the Ravens go back 5, so it's going to be a 1st and 15. Last week we did law in Washington. We had our first half with 1 penalty the whole game, and already we're 5 minutes in, and we've seen 4 or 5 penalties between the two teams.
Yeah, penalties just they set you back. I mean, you go, it changes your whole play calling. I mean, puts you in different situations. And especially if you get the 3rd down and get one, and all of a sudden you're against the sticks. I mean, right now it's still a 1st down, so you still got a chance to make this yardage up.
1st and 15 for the Ravens. Pistol formation with Kane at the quarterback. Motion coming away from us. Kane's going to roll out. Nobody open. Evades a tackler. Turns it up. Runs about the original. Oh, and smacked right at the right about the original line of scrimmage.
It looked like 21 Isaiah Hughes with the big pop there on Kane.
Right. He was hitting. He was spinning. He was looking for that extra yardage, and he took a heck of a pop right there at about the 30-yard line. 20-yard line. 2nd and 10 for the Ravens, and they're in the red zone.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a play action pass. They've run.
And that's going to be a little inside handoff to number 6, Norsworthy. He's going to pick up about, let's call it 3 or 4 on the play. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. 3rd and manageable. That's where, Paul, I think both these teams want to be in 3rd and medium, 3rd and short tonight.
Yeah, 3rd and medium. It gives them the ability to run the ball, which they want to do right now.
3rd and 5.
I think another thing about right now is that you're probably 2-down territory, so you're looking at 2 downs to make this yardage.
And Tech has a kicker, so.
And that changes your play calling, too. You know, if you think you're going to go 2 downs instead of 1.
3rd and 4 for the Ravens. Pistol formation, slots to both sides, and that's a handoff to number 15 up the middle, Small, and he's going to carry it down inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 4th and call it 4th and 4.
Yeah, the senior Brennan Wright, number 33, in the tackle there for the Jaguars.
Looks like they're going to go for it.
4th and 4. Wow, I feel like I'm at Raymond Stadium with the bell going off on 4th down here.
The 32-yarder must be outside the range of the Tech kicker.
And that's going to be a handoff to Norsworthy, and it looks like he's got the 1st down. And Norsworthy off right tackle, bounces it out to the right side, and Sussex Tech in business down inside the 10-yard line to about the 7-yard line of Appoquinimink.
That was a nice play call. They lost outside containment, Appo did, and the running back bounced it outside.
Again, handoff to Norsworthy. Finds his way through the hole up inside the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. And Sussex Tech, this is their last non-conference game. They're playing there with the schedule works. They're playing their non-conference up front. And then they go on a 6-game stretch of Henlopen North, which I think is a little tougher. I think mentally. What do you think, Marvin?
Well, I've always been a fan of playing non-conference first, and because I think the conference games are so much at stake when you play them. If you're trying to win the conference championship, it gives you a chance to iron things out. Now we weren't lucky to do that either our schedule, but if you could play your non-conference up front, I believe it helps you in your conference play.
Norsworthy wrapped up, and no gain on the play. I talked to J.D. Mall about this a couple years ago, and he said playing in the Henlopen North, and I think now the Blue Hen Conference play is going to be like that. He says he compared it to the SEC, where you're just in a battle every weekend in the Henlopen North. And I think you guys are going to see that a little more now.
I think our conference now is in football, it could be the best conference in
right.
Football. With Hodson coming up in St. George, if they stay the way they've been in the past.
Kane rolls out to the right, turns it up, cuts on the inside, and touchdown for Ricky Kane and the Ravens. They go up 6-0. So
just like you called, Kane showing pass and pulled it down and ran it for a touchdown.
Yeah, Kane's a very good athlete for one. He can run or throw it, so eventually I know he will pull it. I think they want the ball in his hands too. I think that's half the game plan is to keep it in his hands. So I'm pretty sure Mitchell gives him a lot of options where he can pull or let it go.
And looks like the Ravens are going to go for 2 here. In their pistol formation, they lead 6-0. They strike first. And it's going to be Kane. Fakes the handoff, goes to the left side, looking for some running room, and he's got it. Extra point is good for Ricky Kane. We're going to take a commercial timeout. Fox, your score. The Sussex Tech Ravens 8. To the Appoquinimink Jaguars 0.
Grill in Bethany Beach.
And I'm Douglas Ruley, Vice President and Chef of Sodell Concepts.
Located on Coastal Highway just north of downtown Bethany Beach, Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar is a landmark restaurant overlooking the beautiful salt.
You want to call
Some house specialties include fried baby lobster tails,
I can't see.
oysters,
the black jerseys are so black I can't see the numbers. So if you'll do deep, I can. If I can just have to do one, I don't have to move back and forth.
Come check us out.
I'm just glad you got that.
Hi, I'm Shannon Colburn, General Manager of Blue Coast
Okay, we're coming back.
in Bethany Beach.
I'm Douglas Ruley, Vice President and Chef of Sodell Concepts.
Located on Coastal Highway.
And welcome back to Middletown, folks. Sussex Tech takes the lead. They strike first. 8-0 with a 2-point conversion. Kane doing double duty there.
At least he blows it up.
Well, you know, with my eyes, I have to have at least 16-point font on that roster.
Well, I'm glad you blew up because my eyes must be bad, too.
And off to go. Oh, that's a short kick, little pooch kick. And Jaguars having trouble getting on top. Looks like they're going to get it. 2 minutes to go. 8-0 for the Ravens. Number 40 in that pooch kick, Joseph Marquez. So here comes Appoquinimink. If they can just eliminate the penalties, it seems like after every penalty they get a loss or no gain, and they just can't get themselves going right now. But it's 8-0, Appo on offense. And they're going to spread him with a slot right. Shotgun formation here. And that's just nowhere to go with the Ravens. It's just a host of Raven tacklers.
So much penetration up front. I mean, there's a lot of white jerseys in the backfield.
That was number 6 on the carry, Derek Thompson. Loss of 3 on the play brings up a 2nd and 13.
And Langensheimer, the big defensive tackles for Sussex Tech, they're tough to move out of there, 74 and 79.
2nd and 13 for the Jaguars. 2 backs in the backfield with the quarterback and looking for the quick.
See, there are the plays right there. That when they stack the box on you, them plays there, that's an extension of your run game. That's how there's really a pitch and catch. It usually should be like a 4 or 5 yard gain if you break a tackle. It's more, but that's what you have to do right there to get them out of the box.
Right.
And it was a good pass. It was just a drop ball.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 12 for the Jaguars. And at quarterback number 13, Jaden Estes brings the play in from the sidelines. I would say, you know, Paul, with Tech scoring first now, he wants to go more huddle and maybe slow this game down a little bit and try to keep it close to the end, try to hang around. And that's going to be handled. Oh, big hole up the middle, but the quarterback keeps it. That was number 5 on the carry, Cameron Bernardo. Maybe we should have gone fullback on that one because he had a big hole in there.
They faked us out.
That kid was running so free.
Luckily for Sussex Tech, the defense showed good discipline. And
gain of 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and 10 for Appo. And looks like they're going to go for it, and we're going to get a timeout. Timeout, Appo. Folks, we're going to take one with them. We'll be right back. Your score is Sussex Tech 8, Appoquinimink 0.
Appo call that time.
Hooters of Newark is located at Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite games and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, food, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 2sports.com.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at...
Welcome back to Appoquinimink High School in Middletown, Delaware. Probably one of the biggest growing areas, guys, in Delaware right now. Got 2 schools in the town, and then you have St. George's up the road, and I hear there's talk of maybe another one. And they do go for it on 4th down. And that's going to give Sussex Tech the ball.
I have no idea what was thought process and that was.
And that was even coming in off the timeout.
It's early in the game. I mean, you got to think right now, I can punt the ball, hold and get the ball back. Has to be some thought there by coach, but I have
1st and 10 for the Ravens, and they're back in business on the Ravens have had great field position the entire game. So here they go, their 3rd possession of the game. They lead 8-0, and they're going to take over. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line of Appoquinimink with 41 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
They may have went for it because the last punt they actually was a minus.
That's right. It was a loss.
I don't know
That's correct.
if the punter's out.
I wonder if the quarterback was their punter.
There's a lot of backspin on that first punt.
And pulls out the fake jet sweep, fakes the pitch, turns it up inside, and he's going to be close to the first down.
Better make some adjustments and have somebody spy Kane. This is going to be a long
I tell you what, if I'm Coach Quillen, I'm going to have Ricky Kane tell him to put that football away. He's going to find the turf.
Savian Field, number 11, made the tackle for Appo. They may want to put him as a spy maybe on Kane.
Well, that's what I was thinking, Paul. Same thing. Thinking after a while, he's going to have somebody that's assigned to him personally.
And jet sweep, that's number 2 on the carry, Shy Williams. And he's going to pick up some yardage and some flags on the play. And we'll let the referee sort out, see what we have here. Picked up about 5 on the play, but there's a flag. That's usually in the face mask area.
Was that on Sussex Tech?
It's going to be a hold on Sussex Tech downfield, so that's going to bring it back. Spot foul, correct? So it'll be probably about a 1st and 15, so not as brutal as the holding right at the line of scrimmage.
It's a break Appo needed. He kind of got to get a little bit of break here, hold him, get the ball back. Football is a game of momentum. I tell you, I look at last week us at CR. CR had all the momentum, and they had a fake punt. We actually stopped the fake punt. I think that turned the momentum of the game. I mean, you make a big play, and then one big turnover or something can change the whole.
1st and 18 here for the Ravens. And motion coming to the near side. Kane takes a snap, pulls it out, rolls to the right, has a man open downfield, and that's going to be pass interference. Is kind of draped him like a cheap coat down there. He got over, I think, maybe both shoulders. And that's going to be pass interference. Not sure that he needed to interfere there. I think the Ravens receiver looked like he was looking on the wrong shoulder.
I thought he had pretty good coverage, too. He wasn't that far off of him.
No, looked like he was right on him.
Yeah, Grant Lamers, number 80, was the intended target there, covered by Savion Field, number 11.
So, Paul, this could be a type of drive where now the Ravens are going to get maybe saved with this penalty. It's going to be 1st down with 7 seconds to go and the quarter break. If you can hold them here before the end of the quarter, maybe regroup and get a stop here.
Yeah, that's certainly what they need. I'm surprised on that 4th down, Appo didn't put the ball, maybe get a pass interference call in that earlier possession.
Yeah, I would think if you're going to go for it, for 4th and 10.
You're going to be throwing the ball,
you
yeah.
had great success on the ground. You have to have something.
Started off hot, 2 plays, 1st down, and then it's been all Sussex Tech since then. 6 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter. Motion coming to the near side. And again, Kane, this time he hands off the jet sweep. And he's going to be inside the 15 down to about the 14. And that's going to be enough for a 1st down as time expires. So at the end of the 1st quarter, the Sussex Tech Ravens 8, Appoquinimink 0. Folks, we'll be right back after this commercial timeout. You're on 302 Sports, Henlip Conference, Thursday Night Football. And welcome back, folks, to Appoquinimink High School. Benny Mitchell, Paul Kyer, and Marvin Dooley here. 2nd quarter action.
You that, Marvin? Benny's.
And the Ravens in business. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And that's a handoff to number 15, Small. And maybe a yard on the play, and that's about it.
Jamil Small, number 15, is senior, 5'10", 180 for Sussex Tech.
And that's going to be a gain of about 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 at the 13. Maybe gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 at the 12-yard line. And Ravens looking to score here to go up 2 scores. 11:30 to go in the first half. And that's going to be a handoff to number 6, Norsworthy, and he's going to push it down around the 5-yard line. No
big
whistle.
Powerful run by the junior for Sussex Tech. A great push up front on the offensive line as well.
Yeah, I've been following him in conference football for several years now, and I've never heard of this kid. I'm going to get up with one of the coaches to find out what town he came from.
He's not listed. His height and weight's not listed.
That's number 24 with the touchdown, Nolan Lamontag. And the Ravens go up 14-0. So big body. They go with those little scat backs the whole game, Marvin, and then they put the big boy in to push it in for 6 yards.
Well, the key right now is the push up front. They're reestablishing the line of scrimmage, and when you can do that, good things can happen to you.
Ravens again going for 2. And that's going to be Norsworthy. And he's in. Extra point is good for the Ravens. That's 16-0. Folks, we'll be right back after this timeout. Your score, Sussex Tech 16, Appoquinimink 0.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event.
From Soto Concepts.
And I'm Ronnie Burkle from Papa Grande's.
Come visit us at Papa Grande's in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. See you soon.
At Papa Grande's, we serve fresh, authentic Mexican food with specialties like blackened fish tacos and short rib cheesesteak burritos. We have great nightly specials throughout the second season and serve the best happy hour at the coolest bar every day year-round. We are open 7 days a week, all year long.
Papa Grande's overlooking the water in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts.
And welcome back, folks, to Middletown, Delaware. Appoquinimink and Sussex Tech. And Marvin, we saw a lot of upstate, downstate, at least in the 2 public school conferences. Not as much in Division II. Do you think that's because Division I is so small with only 17, 18 teams in Division I?
Yeah, I do. I definitely agree with that, Benny. I think there's a big parity now with Division I being so low compared to Division II. And it does make a difference.
And there's a squib kick, bounces high. And Jaguars picked up by number 1, Avery Richardson. And he's just got nowhere to go. Picked up, turned around, looked for a block, and saw a bunch of white jerseys.
Okay, good coverage on that kick by Noah Wharton, number 33 for Sussex Tech.
Appoquinimink going to take over. 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Appo needs to get a little bit of, I believe, a couple first down, get some momentum back on their side.
I think if they guys, if they can just eliminate the penalty, they started all hot, but now that they're picking up the penalties and unable just to get the momentum back. Motion coming to the near side, and that's going to be the jet sweep with number 5, Cameron Bernardo. And Ravens, they're setting the edge and stretching things out, guys.
They're setting 9 in the box right now, so it's going to be tough to run. I mean,
yeah, but he's got to start opening up some holes up and get the ball to Derek Thompson. He's their leading rusher.
Well, they're going to
they got to get him going.
They're going to throw a little bit. They're going to throw a little bit, take that 8-man out of the box. Maybe it's something simple as a pop pass or something over the middle.
I thought last time they had the right idea. They threw the ball out on the flat. Of course, the ball was dropped. I think they're the passes that gets that 8-man box out of there.
Gain of 1 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9. Motion going away to the far side. It's going to be a handoff to Jadek, and he's going to have and we're going to have a penalty flag. It's probably going to be the motion man turning up too soon as it came from that far line judge. And there it is, again, a gain of 2. Now you're sitting at a 3rd and 6, maybe 3rd and 7, and now you're going back 5 yards.
Well, the penalties are drive killers. I mean, you can any coach would tell you. I told my guys that I'd rather see a gain 1 yard than hold lose 10. So But holding calls and false starts and stuff are all just kill drives.
Sounds like we've got a battle of the bands going on here tonight with the Sussex Tech band and Appoquinimink band. Something, Marvin, I know when we cover some Division II games, you don't see a whole lot of high school bands upstate anymore.
Well, bands are small. I know. When I was in high school, our band, William Penn, was giant. We just lost numbers. I mean, just like any other sport, I guess they're losing numbers. I mean, bands downstate seem to be full.
Thompson able to elude the tackler. Gets it back up to about the gain of 1 maybe. He was trapped in the backfield. Going to bring up a 2nd and 14 for Appo. Appo, I guess one of the newer schools here in Delaware, at least public school-wise.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful school.
It's 3rd and 14 for the Jaguars. And that's going to be a rollout looking to pass. Number 5, Cameron Bernardo, just nowhere to go. He's sacked. And it's going to be another punt for the Jaguars.
Cameron Johnson, a senior from Tech, on the tackle there, nearly stripping the ball from Bernardo.
4th and 17 for the Jaguars. On the punt, number 18. And I don't have an 18 on the roster. And right now, the Ravens not putting anybody too far back. They're only 20 yards off the ball. And he gets into this one. Floater end over end. That's going to be taken by Norsworth. They hit right away. And lose a tackler. Now he's up the middle of the field. Breaks another tackle. And finally going to be brought down. Number 25 on the tackle, Jadek. And a flag, late flag at the end of the play. But Norsworth took a huge hit. And was able to elude him and breaks 2 more tackles down the field. And we'll see what this penalty here is at the end of the play.
That was Joe Scott Thomas with the initial hit, but unable to wrap up Norsworthy.
Big hit. They both bounced backwards. But Norsworthy able to keep his feet. And we're going to get the call from the official. And it's going to be a hold on the Ravens, so that's going to push it back closer to midfield. And things don't get any easier for the Jaguars. They're playing a tough middle-of-the-pack and open conference team in Sussex Tech. The offense has had trouble getting going early this season, dropping 10 on Sally's, but then opening up last week on Mount Pleasant with 60 points. But Appo comes out of this one. They go across town to play Middletown. So things are not going to get easier for Appo. They're going to have to step it up in this game to get something positive going into next week with their big Blue Hen Conference Flight A opener. 1st and 10 for the Ravens at the Appo 46. That's Norsworthy off the left side, and he's going to pick up about 8 on the play, bring up a 2nd and 2.
I'll give Benny. They're just reestablishing the line of scrimmage right now. They're really going to have a time unless they can fix that.
And Paul, watching the defense, like Marvin said, they're establishing the line. It's 2, 3, maybe 4 yards before the Tech runners even see a defender.
Yeah, Tech's got a big advantage of size in the trenches there. That's quite evident in their ability to run the ball.
Sussex Tech 2nd and 3 at the 39-yard line of Appoquinimink. Motion coming to the near side. Kane takes the handoff, pulls it out from the fullback, has a man down the sideline. That's number 1, Ray Teagle. He goes, going to be incomplete. Can't handle it as he goes out of bounds. Bring up 3rd and 3. Paul, I like the selection there. 2nd and short, and he gets his man open, just can't hang on. I like the pass play down the sideline.
On that play in warm-ups very effectively. That was a nice coverage, though, by Jeffrey Broughton. He got beat initially, was able to recover and strip that ball out before it was a reception.
3rd and 3 for the Ravens, still 3rd and manageable.
That's I believe, Benny. I believe that's what when you get 3rd or 2nd short. There's time to take them shots.
Sure.
And, actually, like I think Paul just said, was actually a guy got beat, but then made up the coverage.
And that's going to be the breaks a tackle. That's a touchdown-saving tackle by number 26, Jeffrey Broughton. But that's going to be a 1st down for the Ravens with number 24 on the carry. I hope I'm getting his name right.
Nolan Lamontagne.
Nolan Lamontagne. Jeez, I got to get the brown guy to pronounce these names.
I think think that's French.
You weren't an English major there, were you?
I was.
Foreign language?
I think that's a French pronunciation. Yeah, Lamontagne's a senior, 5'11", 225.
Glad I brought you here this week because that name alone has been getting me. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. That's going to be a handoff to Lamontagne again, and he runs a lot like a Kanal Kane who came out of Sussex Tech a few years ago. And Marvin, just let you know, you have any more problems with those names on that list, call the Ivy League guy. He's going to straighten it out.
I'm just sitting back letting Paul say him.
2nd down and 3 for the Ravens. And they're up 16-0 and they're looking to punch another one in and maybe put this one to sleep before halftime if they can get a 3-touchdown lead. And it's going to be a handoff to Lamontagne again. Gets the corner, trucks a guy inside the 15 to the 14. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Ravens. And first time I've got to see in person, Paul, while we got this 1st down. I want to congratulate you on the birth of your 2nd child. And I want to thank your wife, Maria, for allowing you out of diaper duty tonight to come out here and call this ball game with us. Paul Collier just had his birth of his 2nd son over the summer.
Lamontagne did a nice job finishing that runoff there for the 1st down.
6:15 to go here in the half. 1st and 10 for the Ravens at the 15. Motion coming from the far side, and Kane's under trouble. Fakes out receiver, throws down in the end zone. I think now incomplete. Referee's going to say trapped the referee right on the ball. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 15. Great job there, Marvin Kane, showing that pump and gets Thompson in the air and allows him to take a few more steps.
That's the key right there. You got the defender to come off his feet. Great athletic play by the quarterback, but defenders are told not to leave your feet. It got him outside the pocket.
Don't leave your feet. Get your hands up, right, Coach?
That's what Coach Sable says.
2nd down and 10 from the 15 for the Ravens. Kane fakes the handoff. Pitch to number 20, Jerron Hunt, and he stays on his feet. Picks up about 3 on the play. And Marvin, talking about high school football here in the state of Delaware, you guys took that state title in 2015, and then Smyrna, not only the first Henlopen Conference team to go back-to-back, the first ever the Henlopen Conference has won back-to-back by any 2 teams. Smyrna with back-to-back state titles. What about the rise of the Henlopen North in the state of Delaware Division I?
Well, it's definitely a rise. I mean, if you look down, I think the advantage that they have down there right now is they don't have to compete with so many schools. I mean, you look at us, we compete with Sally, St. Mark's, all these Voc Tech schools.
Right.
Down south is Polytech, and they pull a few from Smyrna,
right,
a few from CR. But in reality, they don't have. There's too many schools up north, and
right,
it waters down.
There's too many people up here.
Yes, it waters down the players, and each school gets a few. But like in William Penn back in the day, it was just William Penn, St. Mark's, and Sally's.
Right. 4th and 5, and I'll get back to that there in a second. 4th and 5 for the Ravens, and they're going to go for it on 4th down. 4:45 to go here in the half. Kane's going to roll right, and he's going to tuck it and run. He's down inside the 10, inside the 5, near the goal line. Ball's on the ground. And let's see what they're going to call here.
Recovered, Benny.
I think they did.
Number 20 on the recovery there.
Kane hit at the 1, fumbles the ball. Appoquinimink ball. And, Paul, one thing we're starting to see downstate now is more and more kids going between the schools. A lot more kids using school choice. Tomorrow night, we're going to see a freshman quarterback for Cape and Lopen who played at Millsboro Middle School last year, which is Sussex Central. So, maybe not, with only the 2 tech schools and no private school down there with football, you're seeing a little more downstate, the kids using school choice and they're showing up at different locations. So here,
school choice, I think, is in both areas.
Absolutely.
I think the Voc Tech stuff is more up here.
Sure. Well, you have so many of them. Each county downstate has one, and then you have 5 Voc Techs and a ton of charters. 4:35 to play here, and the Jaguars are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line on the fumble recovery. Bad snap. It's on the ground, and that's going to be a safety. Safety. Just when something positive is going for the Jaguars, you get a little bit of a high snap.
I was just about to say that, but the Tech defense is probably thinking safety here, backed up.
Right.
That backed up on their
Well,
own.
that's frustrating. We had the same thing. We playing week 2 against Middletown. They had a great drive, Middletown did. We finally had a turnover like the 2-yard line, and then we ran one play and gave them a safety.
Right.
So all the momentum you had, you gave it right back. I mean, so it's frustrating.
Now, Marvin, you've seen Middletown, and I mean, how good are they? They they get the revenge on the state championship. First game of the season, they beat Smyrna by a touchdown. Is Middletown going to get better, or are they just a great football team now? And I mean, obviously, there's always room for improvement.
Well, I think they'll get better. They're a real good football team now. And I always say the X factors and all this stuff is you look at Smyrna. Smyrna's still a good football team, but they ain't got the quarterback.
Right.
They lost him, and that quarterback makes things happen. Middletown has a guy that's you can count on for everything.
I think we're going to see, hopefully, maybe this week for that young kid Isaiah Wilson. Now, instead of playing Middletown, Irvington, and Franklin, maybe a chance for him to, I won't say slower, but they saw a lot of defensive speed the first 3 weeks. And the kid's trying to, and he's replacing a legend in Nolan Henderson.
Oh, sure. Well, we scrimmaged him. We try to put him in a conflict of interest and make him make poor choices. And that's what you couldn't get the other one to do. You couldn't get him. Nolan Henderson wouldn't make poor choices.
Right.
I mean, no matter what you did, he knew what to do with the football. Outstanding quarterback. I saw it at Smyrna, but then I had a chance to see it at the Blue Gold game. He beat me up again.
And free kick for Appoquinimink. We'll see Cape and Smyrna. We'll see Smyrna again tomorrow night in our Spotlight game of the week. And that's number 2, Shy Williams. Picks up at about his 28. Has it up outside the 40 and over the 50. And there's going to be a flag on the play. So that's coming back, folks. Marvin, when I picked that Franklin Smyrna game to do, I looked at Franklin losing to Damascus 14-12 in the 3A championship. So I looked at what they had coming back. I said, "It's going to be a good game." Yes. And that was a game where they played Smyrna man free all night. They just had the athletes to do it. So it's going to be a little interesting to see Smyrna play tomorrow night. They come out of this 1-2 and with no injuries.
Right. I always say we play a tough schedule. It's going to pay off for you later on. It may not pay off now, but it will.
And you guys had a rough one to start with. Mergenthaler Tech, out of Baltimore area.
Yeah, they were 3-time City League champions. Very good speed. I mean, there's good teams. I mean, they're very good. A lot of speed. I would like to start a little lesser opponent if I could.
Right. Cape and Lopin got a little bit of bite of that apple in week 2. They played Suitland over in Prince George's County, and Suitland opened up a 40-0 game on them, and they got back with Northeast out of Anne Arundel County. Cape and Lopin will also be they're seeing Smyrna tomorrow night in our Spotlight game of the week.
I wish more teams would play in-state teams.
Right.
This out-of-state stuff. I mean, sometimes you have to. I mean, I didn't want to. I'd much rather play.
Let me tell you something. It makes it harder for the predictor here because I have 11 losses this year, and a lot of them are those out-of-state opponents that I don't know who they are. And that's going to be number 20 on the carry, Jerron Hunt, and he's going to pick up about 8 on the play. He's going to bring up a 2nd and 8.
Now, getting back to scheduling, Benny, I think, I'd much rather travel to Sussex Central or Cape Henlopen or Sussex Tech.
Right.
Just because of the in-state teams. I mean, I see these teams going out of state when they can play in-state teams. I just wish we would kind of try to get that done.
2nd and 2 for the Ravens. They lead 18-0. 3:45 and counting the play here in the half. Folks, we'll have the Appoquinimink band coming up at halftime, and that's going to be jet sweep, and he's hit right away. And Paul, did you get a number on that?
Yeah.
Like 25, Jadek maybe?
Looks like Jadek, yeah. 25.
Yes, Jadek. He blows through there and blows up that jet sweep. They've seen that, either the jet sweep or the fake, so they have picked something up, Marvin, on that jet sweep that they're able to key off.
Well, usually if you know it's a good jet team, you got one linebacker who his responsibility is the jet sweep guy. Now, with this team, of course, you better have somebody assigned the backside for quarterback.
Right. Third loss of 3 on the play is going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Ravens. 3 minutes and counting to go here in the first half. They lead 18-0. And that's going to be, looks like Kane. No, it's going to be handoff to number 6, Norsway. And he's going to be gain of about a yard and then pushed back by the Jaguars. That's going to bring up a 4th and 5. Be interested to see.
Here, Coach Dooley, would you punt it here for sure?
Did you punt here, Marvin, up 18-0 midfield?
Yeah.
Or do you step on the throat?
Well, I think it's the first half. I'm trying to get all I can in the first half. I mean, I'm trying to. First of all, in football, people. I mean, until you get to 35, I think you should play football. I mean, bottom line is, if you can get 35, you can save your athletes.
Right.
I mean, and football is a game that, if you can get to the end of the season with 60 less plays on your offensive or defensive line, it helps.
Folks, we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with. Oh no, we won't, because here they come back on the field. That's going to be a quick timeout there.
I know one coach up in Philadelphia that would go for that. Coach Peterson. Let's see what Sussex Tech's going to do here, Coach Collins.
They're in punt formation. Back is number 15, Javon McIntyre. He had a good run on the kickoff. I don't expect that the ball will go straight to him. And here, off a timeout, here comes Tech late getting a player on the field. And Coach Quillen is upset. And there's the ready to play whistle, and the Ravens in punt formation. High snap. Number 10, Genshaw's trouble with it. He's going to have to run it. And he's going to get the first down and more as he goes inside the 40.
I really don't think that was designed.
That was a high snap.
Yeah. But I think he could have punted. I think he took off. He could have punted it. Since it worked out, it's good. But if it didn't work out, I think Quillen would have been saying something to the young man.
Big Teagle, number 1, made a key block there for punter to be able to pick up that first down.
That's going to be 1st and 10 for the Ravens at the 30. Must have stepped out of bounds at the 39-yard line of Appoquinimink. And just here it is, another bad break on top of bad break for Appo. So the Ravens with 2:20 to go, looking to punch another one in before the end of the half. And full house backfield out of shotgun, and that's going to be a handoff to the deep back. Looks like Lamontang again. No, that was number 20. Check that. Jerron Hunt, and that's going to be a gain of about 7 on the plays, bring up a 2nd and 3.
The Jerron Hunt is 5'10", 200-pound senior. He just ran them over.
Hits the hole quick. And back to that full house pistol formation. And this time Kane's going to roll right. Looks back to the left end, over the middle. And has a man open. Throws the double coverage, number 80, Grant Lammers. And that's going to be incomplete.
A nice play by Joe Scott Thomas to knock that ball away.
It looked like he had a man breaking open late over the middle. Through to the right side, man in double coverage. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 with a minute 36 to go in the half.
Appo needs to just get to the half.
It is, yeah, stop here, yeah.
I know as a coach, that minute 36 seconds is long when things ain't going right.
And that's going to be a stuff by the Appoquinimink. Looked like maybe a loss of 1 on the play. So, Marvin, maybe something positive. Obviously, they're going to go for it on 4th down here. Kane on the carry, loss of a yard. It's going to bring up a 4th and 4.
I know I'd be keying the quarterback now. Somebody definitely spying him on this play.
Pistol formation, slot to the left with the receiver out to the right. Kane's going to roll left, and he's under pressure. Number 22. Earl Woodson delivers the wood there, and it's going to be a turnover on down for the Jaguars. And Paul, he just came free off. It looked like maybe a corner blitz or some type of outside blitz.
A corner blitz. Did a beautiful job from the blind side.
And I don't think Kane knew he was there until he hit him. Kane, now you're trying to roll left with a right-handed quarterback with that pressure coming on the backside. It's tough to turn and make that throw. You got to know he's there. Somebody's going to scream. Somebody's going to help that guy out.
I don't think he saw him until he hit him.
Nah, he knew he was there when he knocked on the door. So here we go, 1st and 10 for Appo at their own 42-yard line. They're in a pistol formation. And it's going to be the fullback, and then pulls it out, goes option, and that's a pitch to number 6, Derek Thompson, and he gets maybe a yard on the play. And Paul, Sussex Tech just doing a good job of stretching them out, and keeping not letting up the big play.
Yeah, they're staying in their lanes. Cameron Johnson, nice discipline on that play. stay with the pitch man.
Well, the option is it's slow developing. I mean, my belief is the quarterback has to press the line of scrimmage faster.
Right.
Have force them defenders make a commit to you, then you can make the pitch. He's kind of winding it out, and they have a chance. The inside guys have a chance to come flowing.
2nd and 9. And he's going to be on a design quarterback keeper, and he's going to go. Clock's going to keep running. Maybe a loss of a yard. May have got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9. And it looks like Appo just maybe ready to let the clock run out and get out of here, only down 18-0.
It'd be nice to see him take a time and take maybe one shot down the field. You're right, Ben.
And they're going to go into halftime, folks. So your score at the end of the half, Sussex Tech 18, Appoquinimink 0. Folks, we're going to take some time out, and we'll be back with Appoquinimink High School Marching Band.
Solo Concepts is the premier restaurant group in Southern Delaware. We have 8 restaurants from Lewis all the way down to Fenwick. We have a catering company, a food truck, a soda company, a film company, and a management and a consulting company. We believe in beautiful, simple food. We like to develop the people we work with, and at the same time we have a little bit of a higher mission, and we're trying to make the world a better place. And we have a group of people that every day wake up and they get after, and they're all focused on one thing, and they're trying to make a great company, and we're trying to make the Culinary Coast a national focus for the United States as a food destination. I think we've done a really good job of that in the past few years. The daily grind of the restaurant can be very difficult. You're dealing with alcohol, food, and people. Those are 3 highly volatile things. So sometimes it's better to have a little bit of a higher calling, a little bit of a higher purpose, that as a group we're trying to get together, stick together, and be about something. And for us, it kind of gets us through the hard seasons and the hard times that we can rely on each other. We have about 150 full-time year-round employees, and then every season we hire, I think this year we hired about 270 people. So we have 270 seasonal people spread out throughout the whole county. And for me, it's great. And some of these people started out as 15-year-old busboys working with us, and now they're lawyers and doctors and business executives throughout the world, and they still come back and they have a relationship with us. So it's been a really nice experience for us that we're so connected to the community, and we can develop people on so many different levels. We want to support the people that we work with. We want all of our employees to have what they need to grow and be professional. And we may open 10 more restaurants. We may open 100 more restaurants. But all we know at the end of the day is we want to stick together, and we have a great group of people, and I'm really proud of them. I'm proud of everybody. This was a really trying year, and it's a testament to the team that Matt put together that we flourished after a tragedy. And the stronger and better we can make Southern Delaware, the better our restaurant group's going to be.
The catering division of Sodell Concepts, where we're doing beautiful, simple foods for you. We can accommodate intimate affairs or larger parties anywhere from 1 to 800. We can go anywhere in a 50-mile radius of our location, be it on the beach, in your home, on a farm, at any venue, including the Indian River Life Saving Station, which you'll see later in our clip. You can choose from a pre-designed, chef-driven menu where we keep only the freshest and most local ingredients in mind, or we can customize a menu to your liking. Catering. I hope you keep us in mind for your next event.
And welcome back, folks. For your halftime enjoyment, enjoy the sights and sounds of the Appoquinimink Jaguar Marching Band.
Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact...
And welcome back to Middletown Middletown, Delaware, Appoquinimink High School. And in the box with me, Marvin Dooley, Paul Collier, and you guys know Marvin, three-sport athlete, and two-time state champ. Paul here, three-time state champion. You guys are changing roles in wrestling after 15, 20 some odd years of coaching. Marvin, you're going from the coaching ranks, and you're going to go under the microphone and start calling some 302 sports matches.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to miss coaching. Not going to miss the daily grind, the everyday stuff. I'm going to miss the big dual meets and miss the relationships with the athletes. That's the main thing that you're going to miss. But it's going to be nice to try something new. Give me a little more time to do all the things with the family. But I am looking forward to this 302 Sports Day.
Right. And, Paul, you're going from the coaching ranks. You've been at Polytech. You've been a long time with Caesarati, but 3-time, 4-time assistant coach of the year. Then you went to First State Military and got that program up and running. And you're going to be donning the stripes, I understand, this year.
Yeah, I'm going to officiating. Some say it's going to the dark side, but I look forward to that perspective on wrestling. I know that's a tough job to do. I was kidding with a lot of the guys at the meeting last night that our coaches, we criticize them, and then now it's going to be their turn to say how bad of a ref I am. But I'm doing that a lot for the same reasons with young children.
Absolutely.
So spend more time with them.
Yeah, you got your two kids home, and it's hard to be a coach with the kids, and so we all move into different roles. So happy. And Paul, I'm sure you'll be with me come state tournament time, as 302 Sports is going to cover the state duels, and we're going to try to do every match this year. So I'm going to need all hands on deck, and can't quite tell everybody what's going on, but we've got a little college stuff on the horizon here with 302 Sports and Wrestling. So, folks, we're going to be right back. 3 seconds to go here in the half. We're going to be right back with the second half of the Appoquinimink Sussex Tech high school football game Thursday night. Henlopen Conference, Thursday night football.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure model? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home.
36 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly.
And welcome back to Middletown, Delaware, folks. Benny Mitchell, Paul Collier, Marvin Dooley here. Sussex Tech leads Appoquinimink 18-0 on the camera tonight. Trey Mitchell, and good to talk a little bit of wrestling as it's right around the corner. It's October 1st this weekend, and it's just a little over a month away. I want to thank some of our sponsors, Sodal Concepts, sponsor of all of our live streams. At the end of the game, guys, start thinking, because we're going to pick a Louis Pizza player of the game. Louis Pizza, 11 Rehoboth Avenue in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, home of the Grinder. Also, Green Blade Turf and Care. And there's a kick down to about the 10-yard line. And the Ravens are in business. Take it out to about the 30. They're going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. As always, Barclays Heating and Air. They're sponsoring our scoreboard tonight. And Delaware self-defense, Ronnie Wiest. You've seen a couple of his commercials. He's all over the state now. News places in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Delaware Combat Sports. Dream Scouting Network. They sponsor our players to watch in our 302 broadcast. So here we go, folks. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. First possession of the second half. And they're coming right back out in that little spread pistol formation. Motion coming to the near side, fakes the handoff, and that's the deep back, and he's got some running room. One man to beat, cuts it back on the inside, and that's going to let the Jaguars catch up. That was number 15 on the carry, Small, and Joe Scott Thomas. He held him up and made him come back in and let the cavalry come help out, guys.
That was the. Now I was just getting ready to say, I think that this first drive is so important for Apple to get some momentum back on their side. And then they bust off about a 40-yard run, Sussex Tech. So looks like the same result so far.
1st and 10 for the Ravens at the 36-yard line of Appoquinimink. And it's going to be a handoff to number 2, Shy Williams, looking for some running room on the left side. Turns it up, takes it down to about the 30-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play, brings up a 2nd and 4. Paul, a little better job by Appo spreading that out that time, setting the edge, and just keeping it to a 4 or 5 yard gain as opposed to the one they just ripped off.
Yeah, they kept stringing it out, and eventually Shy ran out of real estate there. Nice tackle by number 22, Earl Woodson there.
Woodson, who had the big hit on that 4th down back in the second quarter. 2nd and 4 for the Ravens. And Kane turns, hands off to number 15, Small, and he's going to get up close to the first down. He's going to be about a yard short.
Flag down on the near side here, Benny.
Gain of 3 on the play, but that could be coming back, folks.
We've seen a lot of penalties tonight.
We have in week 4. Well, hold on. Do we have? Well, they're going to sort it out. It looks like it's going to be on the Ravens. And here's a signal. Procedure on the Ravens. That's going to back them up about 5 from the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 9. And yeah, you're saying, Marvin, a lot of penalties in this game. It's week 4. And usually I call this the cramp quarter early in the week. The cramps should be coming here in the next 4 or 5 minutes, usually the first half of the season. And Coach Kyer, how important is hydrating through the week as opposed to the day before?
Yeah, you have to stay hydrated throughout the week, and then certainly much the day before. It's too late by this time to hydrate yourself.
And that's going to be a handoff to Small off the right side and wrapped up around the ankles. A good number of that, number 33, Brennan Wright. Gain of maybe no gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Ravens.
It's a big play right now. I think they've got to have a stop here. I mean, I think one more score could be hard to overcome.
3rd and 9 for the Ravens. They're at the Jaguar 35, just inside the Jaguar 35-yard line. Sounds like a little AFC game here with Ravens and Jaguars, all kinds of stuff going on. And Kane takes a snap, rolls to the right, under pressure, and he's going to be wrapped up and sacked at about the 44-yard line. Loss of 7 on the play. That's going to bring up a 4th down for the Ravens.
Jadek again on that stop, Benny. He's having a good ball game.
Jack's having a good ball game on both sides of the ball. 6'1", 215-pound senior.
That's a big play. They need that momentum shift there. Hopefully that generates some offense and get back in the ball game.
So back to punt number 21, Robert Locklear. Good snap. Gets it off, and it's going to be a floater, low floater, bounce around the 21. It's going to be taken right there and wrapped up, and a flag.
Andrell Fulton, number 14, a sophomore, on the coverage for the Ravens.
And we'll sort out the flag here.
Kind of looking forward to see if they come out and change anything in the second half. If they spread you out, maybe just try to get them out of that box, or or does he stay with what they did? I mean,
Right.
I know sometimes you only can do what you can do, but you try some things. And
that flag was called back by the ball carrier where he received the ball. And we're having a long discussion over it. I can't imagine what this penalty could be back there. There was I didn't see a fair catch call.
I didn't see a fair catch call either. So
plus it was a bouncing ball anyways.
Right. I think probably. I mean, I didn't see anything really, but.
And the flag came out before the tackle was even made, so it'll be interesting what this call is going to be. And a long discussion. The far side line judge decided to stay out of it, looks like.
I mean, the officials in football, there's so many things that go on, so many pieces that, you could probably have a flag every play. I mean,
that was a dead ball foul. I didn't see the sign on the play. Is that illegal? What was that sign?
I thought that was a legal fair catch call, but the ball bounced. Once it bounces, you can
So
get
it was
it.
a fair catch signal, but it was a bouncing ball.
I didn't really see what he did, but I thought that's what that signal was.
So it's still going to be a 1st and 10. It's going to be back at their own 13-yard line.
Still two wings set. Look like a red set.
Roll out to the left, and he's going to be tripped up, and it looks like he's not going to make it to the stick. Bernard on the carry. Going to give him a gain of 1. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 for Appo.
I think the worst case here, Benny and Paul, Appo needs to get a couple first downs. Worst case, win field position back.
Right.
Get a couple first downs. I always tell our team 2 first downs every drive, usually win field position.
It's much easier to punt from the 40 as opposed to your own 15 or 10-yard line.
Coach Dooley, in your scouting of Apple, have you seen them run any bubble screen packages? That might be a nice.
Well, I mean, they've ran screens before, yes. I mean, about what they're running now, exactly what they usually run. I mean,
there's the option pitch.
Now the option's a little bit I haven't seen all.
Scott Thomas, and he's going to pick up about 3 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6.
Paul, I thought before when they had a couple little quick screens out here, they didn't complete them. They were drop passes, but I believe they were on to something, and then they had the success. They got away from it.
They certainly looked like they had some space to operate out there.
3rd and 6 for the Jaguars.
We got twins left here, Benny.
I know one thing: it's better to be up here calling the plays than being down there. I can't mess up here. And that's what let's talk about. This is what we talked about. Getting him in space. I think I do like that. It's easier, your personnel. I mean, hear fans yell all the time, do stuff. If I had the personnel, I'd do it. But you don't have the personnel to do it. So do what your team can do.
So that's going to bring up a 4th and 3. And on comes the punt, number 18. Who we do not have a name on the roster for. He got off a good one the last time. Short punt the first time out, then they went for it on 4th down and a big booming floating punt the next time out. And he gets a good snap. And gets off another one. Nice spiral, floats down the field about the 50, taken at the 50-yard line by Norworthy. He gets it inside the 40, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Ravens back inside Jaguars territory, and that's what you talked about, Marvin. A couple first downs. That ball's on maybe their 40 or 30 as opposed to their own.
Well, I'll tell you what it does when you're playing on with good field position. Like Sussex Tech's had good field position most of the night. Your playbook is expanded because you can do so many things. Your playbook, when you get inside your own 20, it shrinks because you don't want to put yourself in a lot of predicaments. I mean, so it does open your playbook up when you got field position.
1st and 10 for the Ravens. At the 39-yard line of Appoquinimink. And that's the handoff to number 15, Small. He's got some running room. He's got the first down and more. He's going to take it down to about the 20-yard line. Where it's going to be 1st and 10. And getting close to the red zone. Looks like going to be about the inside the red zone, right at the 20. 1st and 10.
I'll tell you, give a great shout out to Sussex Tech band. What a band!
And they play
man, they were
the
good.
whole game.
I'll tell you, they were very good.
You want to do a classic high school football game? Dover and Sussex Tech. It could be a bad game. You get 2 outstanding bands. 1st and 10 for the Ravens And that's a handoff to number 24. Go ahead, Paul.
Nolan LaMontagne.
And LaMontagne. Gain of about 2 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 8 for Sussex Tech.
Hunt and Langan on a tackle for Appo.
Ravens 1 and 2, looking to get back on track as they head into their Henlopen Conference Northern opener next week. We have a whistle on the play. They open play next week in the Henlopen Conference with Sussex Central, 3-0 right now. They're playing Dover tomorrow night. Dover traditionally always plays Sussex Central tough in those Henlopen North games. But we're going to stay right here with the timeout. Appoquinimink, and Marv, you've seen the guys. You played Sussex Central last year in the playoffs, and John Wells, longtime coach there at Sussex Central, and a lot of grinded out wing T, mix in a little bit of passing when he has to, and always stellar defense.
Well, tomorrow Dover's going to spread you out and do all kinds of things from 3 wide to, where he's going to stay in that wing T. I will tell you this, very good at it too. They're very good at play fakes, and he always has a good fullback. I mean, in wing T, he always has a couple kids that really can pound it up in there. And they always win time of possession too because they keep the ball from you. So, I mean.
Well, Dover, it's going to be a tough game. And so Sussex Central come out of it, come out with a win tomorrow. And they could go in to Smyrna 4-0. And they're going to see another spread offense.
Yeah, I do think that game's big tomorrow. Dover just come off a big win against Concord, too.
So they got some momentum going.
A win against Sussex Central would put them right back in the race.
And there's going to be a handoff to Small off the right side. Nothing there. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 8. Yeah, Dane, the one thing about playing in a conference is you have a rough start. You can always win your conference and get in.
I know everybody was talking about Smyrna when they went 0-2, and I said, they're going to come back in the conference, and they're still the team to beat in the Henlopen Conference.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
The last team to beat Smyrna in the conference, Cape and Lopen, and they play tomorrow night.
How do you think Cape matches up with them?
We'll get to that in a second. Motion coming this way. Almost hits the motion man. Kane looking back to the far side and lose a tackler, throws down in the end zone. Incomplete pass. How do they match up?
I think there's going to be a roughing the passer call on this play, Benny.
Oh, wow.
Kane was decked late there by three Appo Jaguars.
That's very frustrating. They had to stop. Now roughing the passer, give you automatic first down. And that's a shame for Appo.
Cape and Lopen matching up with Smyrna. Cape and Lopen, same thing. They're going to run the ball, run the wing T. It's going to come down to the line play. If Sussex or if Cape and Lopen can eat up clock, they have a chance to stay in this game. But the big thing is, and what they've had trouble with in the past with Smyrna, is letting up that big play. They can't let Will Knight run 70 yards, 60 yards, 80 yards. That is just, especially when you're planning on using 5 to 6 minutes of clock yourself, you can't let up the big play, and that's going to be key in the game.
Well, I know Will Knight. I got nightmares of Will Knight. I mean, he's beat me up every which way but loose.
Folks, we have an injury on the field. We're going to take a timeout with them. We'll be right back. Your score: Sussex Tech 18, Appoquinimink 0. Yeah, all right, back. Hey, welcome back, folks. 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter on your Barkley Heating and Air scoreboard. 18-0 Sussex Tech, pitch to the left side. And we're going to have a flag on the play, and that's Norsworthy runs it in, but I think this is probably coming back.
A great second effort there by Norsworthy to get it into the end zone, but it might all be in vain here, Benny, like you said.
So a race to touchdown. And
it's a break for Appo.
A big break. I mean, they're staring down the barrel of a 3-score. They get the extra point, 4-score game.
I mean, it's really frustrating as a coach when you have a game plan and you get in the game and things ain't working out. So you always feel like you're chasing.
And that's the big one. That's the one you don't want in the red zone is the hold. So mark back 10. Third quarter, 4:51 to play. And they have him wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Number 20, Josh Parson, the sophomore.
Got a player down.
I have
for Appo. Ain't got the number yet, but we got a player down.
I have a correction from one of my downstate friends on name pronunciation. Richard Massey tells me that Nolan's last name is Lamontine. Lamontine.
We're going to blame that on Paul then.
Yeah, it's all Paul's fault.
Lamontine.
Gotta get that G out of there. Thank you, Richard Massey. Know you're watching. Big Woodbridge guy. Has a couple of sons playing for Woodbridge and some family here at Sussex Tech, and a big supporter of 302 sports and high school sports in general. He's and we'll get back to a little wrestling talk, father of Juwan Massey, former state champ at Sussex Tech.
Yeah, tough little kid.
Folks, we're going to take a quick timeout on the injury. Your score, Sussex Tech 18 and Appoquinimink 0. We'll be right back.
Today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp with Chef Maurice Catlett, and he's cooking a wonderful campfire s'mores pie. Enjoy. Matt's Fish Camp in Lewis and Bethany Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner. Chef Maurice has you covered. See you soon.
And welcome back, folks. Middletown, Delaware, Appoquinimink High School. That was number 74, Amir Gibson. He walked off under his own power. It looked to be maybe a quad cramp or a little bit of a limp, but he was able to walk off under his own power. So it's going to be back to play with the Ravens, and they are second and goal from their own 20-yard line, 19-yard line. Kane drops back, has a man open, and that's number 6, Norsworthy, wide open. Touchdown, 19-yard touchdown pass. Kane to Norsworthy, and with 4:15 to play here in the third quarter, that might be just a little too much, Paul, to overcome for the Appoquinimink Jaguars.
Yeah, probably so. Kane's lethal on those run-pass options, and they've run a lot of those tonight.
Now comes the kicker, number 21, Robert Lockton, or excuse me, that's number 27, Joshua Sneed. On the holds, Kane. I can't get a number on the long snapper. Good snap, good placement, and he gets it up. And good. Sussex Tech goes up 25-0 with 4:15 to play here in the third quarter. Folks, we'll be right back after this commercial timeout.
That was a nice kick.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today I'm at Ocean View, Delaware, and Chef Alex is going to cook up his apple crisp. It's going to be awesome. Come check it out. Northeast Seafood Kitchen in Ocean View, Delaware, open 7 days a week. Chef Alex is covered. See you soon.
$25-0 Sussex Tech leads here, 4:15 to go, and I believe this is the last Blue Hen Conference Fly Day Henlopen North game of the year. 7 games this year, almost kind of like a Big Ten ACC challenge in basketball. And like you said, Marvin, earlier, it's nice to see these teams getting together. A lot less travel, and a lot more know your opponent a little better.
I think Paul said it best too. I think it kind of gives you kind of some upstate downstate rivalries if you can start playing teams consistently. I mean, like I know upstate we're going to play Middletown and Newark, and they're going to be rivalry games. But to have like a CR William Penn, which used to be played back in the 80s, we played every year,
and the late 2000s.
So if you get having some teams like that, I think it brings excitement to the state.
Nice little kick, but it's going to go out of bounds. And that's going to be a procedure on the Sussex Tech Ravens and the kick out of bounds.
Like the William Penn St. Mark's rivalry, Paul, back in the day wrestling.
Yeah.
We used to jam pack it at about 9 in the morning. You couldn't get in the doors.
Right.
People don't understand them big matches back in the day. I mean, I think that was one of the greatest rivalries in the state back in the 80s
in
and
wrestling,
90s.
yeah.
I mean, it really was. I mean, William Penn St. Mark's matches were. I remember my mom couldn't get in the door; had to come in the back door and sneak in.
And now, in recent years, it's switched that Caesar Rodney Smyrna rivalry, which was big in the mid 2000s to late 2000s.
I mean, like William Penn.
They would meet twice a year, once for the conference title and once for the state title. Yeah.
That's what you want. You want rivalries in high school, I believe. It just brings a lot of excitement to the state.
1st and 10 for the Jaguars. And option coming, fakes the pitch, then late pitch, the ball's on the ground, and still rolling around. Looks like Sussex Tech's going to have it. Referee blows the play dead, but no, yes, Sussex Tech ball. Let's see who got that fumble.
That was an ill-advised pitch. It wasn't even the running back didn't keep the relationship with the quarterback, and really he should just
Number 11, Cameron Johnson. Well, he faked the pitch, turned out, and then pitched, and I think that's what lost that pitch ratio. And I don't think the running back expected that ball to come. So Sussex Tech scores, goes up 25-0, then a fumble on the first play after the kickoff, and they're 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line of Appo. So the Tech band's taking a little break. They have been playing the whole game, yeah. So Ravens take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line of Appo. Correct, the 23-yard line of Appo. And it's going to be a handoff to Norsworthy. He's wrapped up back by number 22. Earl Woodson. Earl Woodson having a pretty good game here for Appo, Paul.
Yeah, a lot of tackles for a loss tonight for Earl Woodson.
And coming off that edge and making things happen. Just can't quite get enough of them here tonight. And you got to remember, Appo, when you lose your – Tech is the one with the short week, played on Saturday, turned around on Thursday, but Appo coming out here without their senior quarterback, and just
what limits you? I mean, you can't do a lot.
And you lose the day by playing on Thursday to get this young quarterback up and running. So 2nd and 13 for the Ravens. Pistol formation, slot to the left, and Norsworthy comes in motion. That's a handoff to Small, and he pushes ahead, and looks like he's going to be back down inside possibly the 20.
I think that was a trap. I think up inside.
Yeah, trap with Small up inside.
A big number 78, Hunter Seavers got in there and pushed the pile forward for Tech. I tell you, field position's been a big advantage for Tech.
Oh, absolutely. I
started inside Appo territory, and Appo's been deep.
I think they've had one drive inside their 40. Started one drive inside their 40.
I know Sussex Tech's been on Appo's side of the ball all night. And it does make a big difference.
3rd and 7 for the Ravens. 2:40 and counting to play here in the 3rd quarter.
And right now, as a coach, what you want to see from Appo, you want to see your players just keep competing.
Jet sweep with number 3, Deshaun Sample. He turns it up. He's close to the first down. He's going to be about a yard short. And that's going to bring up a 4th and short.
Javon McIntyre, freshman on the tackle there, number 15 for Appo.
Yeah, I'm looking up and down this roster. This Appo team is a young team. A handful of freshmen on the roster, sophomores and juniors. They have quite a few seniors, but still a fairly young team. Fourth and call, a long one for the Ravens. Full house backfield. Kane hands it off to, I believe that was number 11, Cameron Johnson. And he's got enough for the first down. Check that was number 6, Norsworthy.
Yeah, Norsworthy, man.
Like I said, we talked all night about it. Sussex Tech's line has played real well up front. They've reestablished that line of scrimmage almost every play.
Norsworthy up the middle, cuts it back to the left side, pushes ahead, hit right at the goal line, but he's got the touchdown. And that's going to be 31-0. Norsworthy, that's what, 2 touchdowns tonight. One of our Dream Scouting Network's players to watch. Rare Thursday night football game here in Delaware. I think there's another one going on with Middletown and
right across town here.
Yeah.
Middletown's
And I believe there's some early games tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, Hodson and Concord is a big one tomorrow at 3:30.
Yeah, Concord has to bounce back from that loss to Dover. On the kick, number 27, Joshua Sneed. Good snap, good placement. It's up, and it looks like it may have been blocked at the line. And it's going to be no good, blocked at by Appo. So we're going to take a commercial break, folks. With your score, Sussex Tech 31, Appoquinimink 0 with 1:48 to play in the third quarter. We'll be right back after this timeout.
With the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create.
Thursday night football, ladies and gentlemen, 1:46 to play here in the third quarter. Sussex Tech takes a 31-0 lead over Appoquinimink Jaguars, and I would think Tech wants to punch one more in and get that clock running and get out of here and get ready to head down to their conference opener next week. On the kick, number 27, Joshua Sneed.
Back deep.
That's going to be goes through the hands of number 15, McIntyre, and he's going to pick it up in, around the 2 and run it back out to about the 7-yard line, where they're going to take over 1st and 10, and it's just one of those. You've had these days, Marvin. It's just one of those nights where you just can't get anything going in the right direction.
Well, I know as a coach, when things just start going bad, sometimes it's just the way it is. I mean, people always look at coaches and stuff like that. Sometimes just things go wrong. I mean, just got to keep regrouping. To me, as a coach right now, I just want to see my kids keep competing. That's all.
Right, absolutely. That's one thing Coach Timpson said. I talked to him today, and he said, it's a new game, a new team, and maybe a new outcome. So, they have a positive attitude coming into this night. They know they have a tough road ahead of them, and they're just going to keep playing. And he was proud of the way his kids are responding. And we're going to have an offsides. That's number 79, Jamie Shermer for Sussex Tech. Jumped into the neutral zone, but there was a little bit of movement on the Appo side. And it's going to be on Appo, so half the distance. Coach Timpson said they have a great group of seniors. They work hard every week, and he understands they have a difficult schedule. And that's why he put CR and Sussex Tech on the schedule to get ready for that Flight A run. So here we go. First and call it 15 or 14 for the Jaguars.
Coach Dooley, in this situation, you continue to run your offense, you switch to a 2-minute offense.
Well, I think down 31-0. I think with a new quarterback, I'm just gonna try to survival mode. Really, I mean.
Big run for Derek Thompson.
I think you put the quarterback in too much of a.
Thompson picks up 8 on that play, and it's going to bring about a 3rd and call it 4.
I know as a coach, I mean, the fans look at today, but as a coach, you look at the long haul. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yes. 3rd and 4 for the Jaguars. And they're going quarterback under center now. And that's going to be a handoff to Jadek. He's got the first down and more. He's going to be out to about the 25-yard line. So positive things now going in Appoquinimink's direction.
This is what you want. Appo wants to establish a nice drive here. If nothing else, you leave out of here knowing that you didn't quit and you kept positive things as you get down to the end of this game.
See if they run again out of the I formation here, Benny. Nice change.
And they're back in under center I formation. Under 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And that's going to be a handoff to number 29.
Yeah, they're running.
I don't have a 9.
The old wing T, which basically is the blue formation, wing left with a receiver split, but just I formation.
Yeah, I don't have a 29 on the roster. So 1st and 10. I think we're going to come to the end of the third quarter here as they're going to let time wind down. I'm sorry, it's going to bring up a 2nd and 1 on that play. So at the end of 3 quarters, folks, your score, the Sussex Tech Ravens 31, Appoquinimink Jaguars 0. We'll be right back with 4th quarter action.
I'm Ronnie Burkle from Papa Grande's.
Come visit us at Papa Grande's in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. See you soon.
At Papa Grande's, we serve fresh, authentic Mexican food with specialties like blackened fish tacos and short rib cheesesteak burritos. We have great nightly specials throughout the second season and serve the best happy hour at the coolest bar every day year-round. We are open 7 days a week, all year long.
Papa Grande's overlooking the water in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out.
With the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens and bathrooms. Want a professional no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality work.
And welcome back, folks. We're back with 4th quarter action. 2nd and 1 as they waiting for the chain crew to get down. Get set, and then we'll let a ready to play whistle and be underway.
That should be some momentum for Appo. They get 2 first downs in a row and keep it going. Keep it drive and keeps us the offense on the sideline.
2nd for 1, I formation here for the Jaguars. And a little delay on the ready to play signal. And there it is. Quarterback up under center, motion, and that's going to be number 8. Scott Thomas, and he's got the first down and more. He's going to take it out across the 40. So they go from that spread formation, Paul. They get back under center, and now they're starting to get some positive things happening. 2nd first down on this drive.
Yeah, it's really the best drive they've had probably since the first drive of the ball game, where they advanced the ball past midfield.
1st and 10 for Appo at their own 41-yard line. And just nowhere to go. He's going to be wrapped up. If he got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of a foot or so, and it's going to be up 2nd and 10 for the Jaguars.
Robert Marsh, number 44, rolling off the bottom of the pile there, making a tackle for Sussex Tech.
2nd and 10 for the Jaguars. Jaden Estes, the quarterback, sophomore quarterback, brings the play in from the sideline. And we're going to go wide receiver to this near side. Quarterback back under center, I formation. And it's going to be a fullback dive, and he's going to pick up about 2, maybe 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 and a late flag. And usually that late, that's the personal foul type. Unsportsmanlike on the Jaguars.
And this is stuff you don't want to see. This is as a coach. This is the stuff getting these games. I know frustration is 31-0, and you get frustrated. Even as a coach, we get frustrated. But this is the times where you want to hope you can keep your composure and sportsmanship and keep Okay, I know as a coach, it's frustrating. You already have enough bad things go wrong.
So mark off 15. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 32, or 2nd and 32 for the Jaguars. And this was a drive where, Paul, they had things going, and they're going to take a timeout. They had things going, and it just fell apart.
It's been a story all night when they have 2 or 3 good plays in a row, and then it's negated by a couple penalties.
And this one, the big one. So, folks, we'll be right back. We're going to take a timeout with them. We'll be back with more fourth quarter action.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. The Hadley Group.
So, welcome back, folks. Coach Timpson goes out there and settles the troops down, but they still face a 2nd or 3rd and 32. And not only the 15 yards, Paul, but lost it down because it's a dead ball foul after the play.
Lost it down and lost some momentum too, Ben.
And he drops back to pass and has number 5 receiver makes the catch, Cameron Bernardo, and going to pick up about 8 on the play, but that's going to bring up still a 4th and 14.
Now, they took advantage of soft coverage here. They were dropping soft coverage. They get half of it back.
I always like the draw on the screens in those 3rd and a mile. I mean,
Benny, I love when they work.
You know what? And they work pretty good on PlayStation. I don't know about you, even in the college version.
Well, listen, I was telling my offensive guy, I was telling him every play I draw up scores on the kitchen table. It doesn't work Friday night, but kitchen table works.
And the Jags on the punt, and he gets it off a floater, and he goes down on the knee. So the Ravens are going to take over. That was number 26 on the catch, Chase Snyder, and the Ravens are in business. 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. And there was a case where I thought like his hand may have gone up. And what's the rule on that, Marvin? Do you have to wave it or just go up?
Well, reality, it's a penalty if you just go up. I mean,
right.
I believe. I mean, you're supposed to show it high. But
right. Well, he didn't run with it. He went down to a knee. But we already had one of those earlier in the game on Jaguars.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Mitchell pull some guys now. Give his other guys a chance to play.
1st and 10 for the Ravens. I think we're starting to see some new players on the field for Sussex Tech. And on at quarterback is number 26, Chase Snyder. And the ball carrier picking up about 3 on the play. That's number 22, Garrett Richardson. Second and 7 for the Ravens. 9:06 to play and counting here in the fourth quarter. And they go pistol formation, and that's going to be jet sweep. Pick up about 5 on the play. Ball carrier number 3, Deshaun Sample. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2.
Robert Jadikin on the tackle again. He's had a good night. He said bang on both sides of the ball.
3rd and 2 for the Ravens. They lead 31-0. 8.5 to go here in the game.
All Coach Mitchell wants now is keep the clock running, so keep his first downs going.
And there's a big stop there, Paul, by the Jaguars. Going to bring up a 4th down. And
yeah, nice play there by number 74, Amir Gibson. 270, nice size there. For
yeah, absolutely.
Tackle. Low center of gravity of 5'10". He's got bright green neon shoes.
Yeah, he's easy
out there.
4th and 5 for the Ravens. on the punt, number 27, Joshua Sneed. And good snap. And coming after it, low kick, floater, bounces at about the 31, down inside the 25, going to be picked up by Thompson. Runs it outside the 40, across to the 45, where they're going to take over 1st and 10 at about their own 46-yard line for the Jaguars.
Flag thrown on the field there at the end of the play.
So we'll wait and see. It's going to be on the Jaguars.
I believe right now Coach Quillen and Coach Tippin, they really just want to get healthy now.
Right, yeah.
You get out here with no hurt, no injuries, and football is such a tough sport on your body. I mean,
Well, yeah, it's one of those sports you're only playing 10 games, and you can't afford your key guys to go down mid-season.
I was telling our kids, I mean, you got to love football. You got to love to practice football. You're going to practice way more than you ever play.
So we got a personal foul. That's going to mark it back 15. So Apple will keep the ball 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Coach, who do you have this week?
We play Newark High School on Saturday at home.
1st and 10 at their own 31 for the Jaguars. 7:22 to play in the 4th quarter. Sussex Tech leads 31-0. And back to that double slot, or a slot to the left, and then I formation, toss left. And that's Thompson with some running room outside the 40 across midfield. Stiff arm and goes out of bounds. And steps out of bounds at the Sussex Tech 45. Thompson, nice carry on the play, gives a 1st down. And now if Apple can just keep this going, no penalties, and get something positive out of this going into next week.
Well, I do think if you can get something positive, you kind of build off of it. I mean, I know as a coach, you always look for the positive things that you do, and they haven't had a whole lot of positives tonight. So if you have a good drive and maybe finish with a touchdown, get on the scoreboard.
Slot right I formation, and it's going to be a handoff to number 29, who we do not have a name on the roster for.
Now, I feel like right now the game they're playing right now is how we were against Middletown. We couldn't do anything right. I mean, some of us because Middletown was just beating us up, but some of it were our own doing. We were hurting ourselves with penalties and missed tackles, and it just gets frustrating. So you can try to have something to build off of.
Right. Gain of 1 on the play brings up 2nd and 9.
They're trying, Paul, now. All these new guys come in the game, all these new names.
And there we go. The 2 running backs collide. Number 1 on the carry, Avery Richardson. He's going to get enough for the 1st down and go out of bounds.
Cyrus Wolford on a tackle for Sussex Tech on the sideline.
1st and 10 for the Jaguars.
This is the deepest penetration I've had in the Tech territory this
Right.
evening.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the last time I was down here, they got the 15-yard penalty and marched them back to midfield. 6:09 to play here in the game. 1st and 10 at the Sussex Tech 35. I formation, slot to the left. And it's going to be the fullback up the middle. That's Jadek. And he's going to push the ball forward with a gain of about 3.
Noah Wharton, number 33, making the tackle for Sussex Tech.
You know, Marvin, we were talking during the break. Coach Timpson coming out of the Middletown program. A lot of Middletown guys around the state. Ed Manlove at Woodbridge out of that Middletown program. And
yeah, I first met Tippin when he was coaching at Middletown. You know, good friends with Mark DePercio, and I was coaching up in Africa, Pennsylvania. He let me come along for the state championship ride, and I had a chance to meet him. And
oh, nice tackle there. Number 29, we don't have a name for, runs into the hole. Number 33, Noah Wharton on the tackle. Just wraps up a couple low heels there, Paul, and gets the takedown.
Nice low double. That's back-to-back tackles for Wharton there.
No, tonight they're not. The scoreboard doesn't say a whole lot tonight, but he's done a good job here at Apple. I mean, he took over program and really turned it around a little bit, and I mean, he's got in the right direction. So
well, 2 seasons ago, they were down to week 8, week 9, still in the playoff hunt.
Well,
and in Flight A, that's tough.
He does a good job with his kids.
3rd and 6 for the Jaguars. And number 13, Estes rolls out, has a man open momentarily. That's 5. Bernardo, and it just in and out of the hands. He drops it and brings up a 4th and 6. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 6 for Appo. Folks, remember, stay with us at the conclusion for the Sodell Concepts halftime show, or excuse me, post-game show, where we're going to pick the Louis Pizza player of the game.
I wonder if Paul, if that waist has that baby waiting on you. You get home,
That's right.
I'll probably be on baby duty tonight.
He's going to pull it out. Quarterback keeper down the right side, has some running room, and going to go out of bounds. Paul, you got the good eyes. Who made the hit on that?
Hit on that was, looks like 33. Again, Noah Wharton.
And 20, is that 27 down there to clean up? Yes, also 27, Joshua Sneed cleaning up the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars at the 11-yard line. Nice little run there by Jaden Estes, the sophomore quarterback, his first game with a start for the Jaguars. I formation, slot to the left. And that's going to be 29. Pushes it down near the goal line. Going to mark him down. It looks like about the 2 or 3 yard line. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2. So Appo threatening here, going to get on the board. They trail 31-0. Under 4 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Estes goes under center, I formation, motion coming, jet sweep, and it's going to be, there's some good penetration there, but he breaks one tackle, cuts it back inside. Touchdown, Appoquinimink. That's number 1, Avery Richardson, the sophomore. And I talked earlier about the youth of this Appo team, and that's a sophomore getting in the end zone for him here late in the game.
Well, I'd say, like I said, when things ain't going right, it's great that at least your team didn't quit. They had a nice drive, got down the field and scored.
So the cannon guy gets to work tonight as the Appo gets in the end zone. On the kick. It looks like number 18. Again, I don't have a number for an 18 for Appoquinimink, or a name for Appoquinimink. He's got it up. It's good. And Appoquinimink gets on the board, 31-7. And folks, we're going to take a timeout with 3:34 to play in the game. Sussex Tech 31, Appoquinimink 7.
Catering company in the food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in Southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell.
31-7, folks. 3:34 to play here in the 4th quarter. Sussex Tech with the lead. Appoquinimink be kicking off. And, we talked about Marvin. We talked all length about things just not going people's way. Does this help a little bit? And, Coach said that, they get excited, new week, new game, new opponent. Does this help a little bit by punching that one in late?
Well, I think if anything positive, you can talk about the drive. They had a couple other drives that were decent. Penalties put them back.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yes, it definitely does help you.
Jaguars on the kickoff. 3:34 to go.
Tech probably expecting an onside kick here, so they probably got the hands team in place.
And he's going to kick it high down the middle of the field. Caught it about the 20-yard line. And he's going to go down on a knee. Look like number 3, Deshaun Sample. So it looks like the Ravens are going to pull even at 2-2 on the season, headed into Sussex Central next week. The big Battle of Georgetown. We're going to have that game next week as one of our 302 Sports rivalry series games. And Appoquinimink, they got to go across town. Or I'm not sure if it's home or away, but they got the crosstown foe in Middletown.
Yeah, I believe they're at Middletown next week.
1st and 10 for the Ravens. And that quarterback, number 26, and that's got nowhere to go. The Appo gets penetration on that and shuts it down. Loss of 1 on the play. And Jadek still playing another tackle for him. He's played well on both sides of the ball for Appoquinimink. Pistol formation. And a little counter play. Going to pick up about 4 on the play. Bring up 3rd and call it 7. That was number 25, Terrell Sturgis on the play. One of the guys we know, Trey, one of my former wrestlers, Terrell Sturgis, getting a carry here, the sophomore out of Sussex Tech. Third and 7 for the Jaguars. And that's going to be maybe Sturgis again. It is Sturgis again. He's got enough for the first down. So under 2 minutes to go in the game. And Sturgis with 2 big carries and showing a little bit of the future for Sussex Tech as well. These young guys getting in and moving the sticks. And Coach Quinn looks like he's going to take all 30 seconds to call this play. And like you said, no injuries, it looks like so far, no serious injuries so far tonight, so both teams will come out unscathed.
That's the key now. You don't want to get anybody hurt now. I mean, basically get out of the game and move on next week.
And that's Sturgis again, cuts it back to the right side, dives forward, picks up about 2 on the play.
I'm not sure when Apple lost their quarterback, but on a short week.
Trying to get a new guy in there is tough.
Man, it's tough.
Even with a full week, it's tough. Yeah, you would know more than us. How much does your backup? How many snaps does he take in a week of practice when he's not the guy?
Well, mine takes probably about 20% of them. I mean, that's it. I mean, just enough to make sure he knows the game. Of course, if he goes in, the book shrinks. You know what I mean?
Well, number 13, Jaden Estes, he's going to be much better next week with this week under his belt. At least the nerves will be shook. And they're going to stuff that one for a loss. That's going to bring up
on the carry, number 14.
That may be the last play. May let it run off. Yeah, I think the referees will wait, shut it off.
Tech just take a knee here, probably. Don't let ever. They're going to put a guy in.
They're going to run one more play. It's going to be a handoff to Sturgis off the left side. And that's going to be it, folks. That's their final score. Sussex Tech 31, Appo 7. And your Louis Pizza player of the game, number 7, Ricky Kane. Marvin, talk a little bit about this young man.
I think he played fantastic tonight. He passed the ball well, ran the ball well, but managed the offense. I think the main thing is he's the controller of the offense, and he did a great job of their offense was just unstoppable tonight.
Number 7, Ricky Kane. Here at 302, your Louis Pizza player of the game here on 302 Sports. We'll be right back, folks, after this commercial timeout with a final wrap-up from Appoquinimink High School.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp with Chef
We're
Maurice
going back in the
Catlett,
box.
and he's cooking a wonderful campfire s'mores pie. Enjoy. Matt's Fish Camp in Lewis and Bethany Beach, Delaware. Open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner. Chef Maurice has you covered. See you soon.
4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to Appoquinimink, folks. Benny Mitchell here with Paul Collier and Marvin Dooley. And Sussex Tech gets to 2-2. An impressive performance. Granted, Appo's out with their quarterback who went down with ACL, but I was very impressed with the running game of Sussex Tech tonight.
Yeah, I was impressed with their whole offense. Offensive line did a tremendous job up front. And anytime they're I always said football games are won up in the trenches, and they really did a great job on both sides of the line. Of course, Kane managed the offense, and they had 3 or 4 runners that ran tremendously hard.
Yeah, and we talked here during the break, earlier breaks, who's the player of the game? Is it Norsworthy or is it Ricky Kane? But, Ricky Kane did a good job running the offense, threw the long touchdown pass to Norsworthy in this game. And, Paul, talk a little bit about the performance of Ricky Kane and Norsworthy. I mean, we could go co-players of the game, but I just think Kane does a little more, running the offense for him.
Yeah, he was calling all the shots. He had the ball in his hands, and like I said, they called a lot of run-pass options for him, and it seemed like he made the right decision each time.
So, folks, that's your final score from Appoquinimink High School in Middletown, Delaware. Sussex Tech 31. They moved to 2-2 in the season. They head next week down to Sussex Central for the Battle of Georgetown. And Appoquinimink, they fall to 1-3, and they go across town to play another rivalry game of their own against Middletown. And it's going to be a tough road for both these teams. Sussex Central, they beat Dover. They're going to come in 4-0. Sussex Tech looks to be getting hot at the right time. So we'll have that game for you next week on 302 Sports. Tomorrow night, join us again for our Spotlight Game of the Week. It's going to be Military Appreciation Night in Smyrna as the Cape and Lopin Vikings, the last team to hand Smyrna a conference loss, is headed into Smyrna for this game. We'll see. Will Knight supposedly is going to be back this week, so they're going to be coming at Cape with their full offense. So, Marvin, thank you. Paul, thank you. Trey Mitchell on the camera. Nick Hadley back at home producing for us for 302 Sports. I'm Benny Mitchell. Folks, have a good night.